Sir, we can start.
Okay, this is the first time we are having a mock call. Anyway, I extend a very hearty welcome to each one of you on this True Digital Venture X Pitch Day call. We have this call every fortnight, and because of the very good response that we've received for these calls, we've now made the periodicity of the call a weekly call now. Earlier, we used to have it on bi-weekly Thursday at 7 p.m. Now we are going to have it weekly every Thursday at 7 p.m. There are a few ground rules. What happens is that actually we get one or two very eminent personalities on the call. We invite them and then we start by introducing those eminent personalities who are most of the times they are big mentors or some of them are investors also. And during these calls, the investors or the venture capitalists, their representatives, they generally don't open up, they don't show themselves, they don't speak up. They just listen to the founder. What is most important for us is that we have a set sequence. We'll say that if Pankaj is going to do the call first, the presentation first, then Ayushi is going to do it. Whatever way it is, we want to maintain that sequence. So we join the call a little early, check that everyone's presentation and every is can be seen on the screen, and then whether you are audible and you can be heard nicely. This is what we do before we start the call. Then we introduce the investors, then we introduce the founders. We have a few ground rules that we want to set is that while the founder is doing the presentation, we will have everyone on mute so that we can hear out the founder patiently. And after 15 to 20 minutes of the presentation, we give about 5 minutes or 2 to 5 minutes for the question answer session. Then anyone can shoot a question at the founder, and I'm sure the founders would be more than happy to answer their questions. After that, what we do is that at the end of it, we ask the eminent personality who has been joining us. We had the ex-chairman of FBI join us. We had very authors and mentors who joined us the last two pitch day calls. So we tell them that what is your experience about what is your sense about the business idea of this founder now. So we have them say a few words on that. Then what we do is that we do a video recording of it and leave it for people to see it later. What I told you right in the beginning is that most of the people may not like to come up and make a straight attempt to contact you on the call. So we also request them either contact the founder directly or ideally the best way is to contact them through us. That is, write a mail to us and we will put you through the founders. So this is how we go about it. This is the format that we have. So let's have the founders today. Now also what we do is we every time we have a few new things that we introduce. Like this time we have introduced that it's not necessary for mandatory for us to have big time investors only. If we have a consortium of small time investors, we can manage the funds for them. So we have said that the minimum this thing investment has to be 5 lakh rupees. We'll draw out a very good mandate for them. Sanjeev will work out a legal mandate for them, and we can consolidate the funds, and then whatever the ask is, we can go for the investment. The whole intent is whatever way we need to help the founders to grow their business. So then let's have the founders. Let's have what is the sequence today? Pankaj is going to do and I think Mr. Sridharan, would you like to? You are the investor today. So would you like to say anything to the founders before we start?
Nothing in specific. I just want to listen to
Okay.
that.
So let's listen to Pankaj first. Pankaj, please do your
One thing I
presentation
wanted to
first.
say, Digvijay Sethia sir, Pankaj and Ayushi are part of the same organization. So
Okay.
first Sriraj will go because he has
Okay, Shiraj. Okay.
Sriraj
I'm
has.
sorry, I was not aware
So
about today's
Sriraj is one
format.
individual company and Pankaj and Ayushi are together as another company.
Okay, I'm sorry for that.
No
My
problem.
apologies, but
No
let's
worries.
have
No worries, sir.
Shiraj doing the presentation
Sure,
first.
sure, sure.
And I'll request everyone else to be on mute so that we can very patiently listen to Siraj. And I can tell you, we've had so many pitch day calls. You listen to some wonderful business ideas, some wonderful financial strategies.
All right.
Thank you so
So
much. Let's have
yeah,
Siraj.
yeah, and
Sure.
you guys have 20 minutes, both of you, okay, and then 5 minutes of Q&A from our side. All right. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all dignitaries in the panel. It's in fact a pleasure for me to be given this opportunity to present myself, and my company, Pixel Technologies. So, just before I start my presentation, a quick couple of words as to what initially led me to start this company and a brief about myself. So, myself, Sriraj. So, I am basically from Kerala, but I've been living in Delhi for the last 8+ years. So I am basically a product manager. I come with 14+ years of experience. I have worked with companies like ITC, Samsung, and Relaxo. So out of my 14+ years of experience, I was a part of the product team for Samsung. And during my tenure in Samsung, that is when I came up with this concept to help the small and medium TV manufacturers in India. So there was a problem which I identified when I was working in Samsung. So the problem was the India market has been divided into two parts when it comes to a smart TV as a segment. Okay. Two parts, which I mean there is a premium players and there are smaller players, the small and the marginal players out there. So how it differentiates between these two players is the premium players every year they come up with new features, new functionalities in their smart TV. But the smaller players, the medium size and the smaller players, which constitute the 55% of the India market, they do not have any new feature or functionality which they can pull it up to their users, to the end customers. So which is actually leading to a huge gap. So basically, these players are currently still operating on an Android 9 vanilla version, which has been built 3 years ago by Android. So they always keep on waiting for a new version, new release that is going to come from Android, so they can bring in or put in a couple of more features to the end user. But that is not what the end user wants. Okay. So end user wants something extra. They want new features, new functionalities. They want the ultimately the user is going to be the Gen Z and the millennials. The millennials and the Gen Z are not looking into a TV as a for more sound clarity or more picture quality. They want features and functionalities in their TV. Okay, this is exactly where my product is going to be pitched into. So I'll quickly walk you through my deck. So give me a minute. Please let me know if my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible. Put it on full screen, please. Yeah, very nice. Thank you.
Thank you. So Pixel Technologies. So this is our baby. The company was incorporated in the month of October last year. So we have two partners, myself and Abhishek. We both have an experience in the technological domain. And apart from my work experience in Samsung, I also possess my master's from IIT Bangalore. I am a data scientist. So I also work on AI and ML capabilities. Okay. So our mission, as I've mentioned, our mission is to digitally transform every TV out there by providing the user with a seamless experience. Okay, so as I've mentioned, the India market, 55% of the India manufacturers are actually fighting for survival because they do not have any uniqueness in their product. The only selling proposition that they have is a price point proposition. So my TV is costing this much, I can give you so much discount. That is not the ideal method of selling a product to the market. People need features and functionalities. As you can see, 40% of the market operating system market share is being owned by Android. And the second comes Tizen. Tizen is uniquely for Samsung. So Samsung doesn't give it to anyone else. WebOS is for LG. LG has its own uniform software. WebOS, they also doesn't give it to anyone. Then comes the smaller players. So the only common operating system for most of the TVs out there is Android. And Android is still, there are huge gaps in Android as a smart TV operating system. So this is exactly the place where we are pitching in. Okay. Now, how are we going to approach this problem? I have a 1, 2, 3, 4 approach. One, we are focused only on one segment, that is a B2B segment. So we will be targeting our product to the smart TV manufacturers. Secondly, our product is meant for both OEMs. We are solving the problems of an OEM, smart TV manufacturer, and the requirements of a customer. Both are being taken care of, which I will showcase in the coming slides. The revenue stream. Yes, we have 3 different streams of revenue, which ensures that the product is always growing, keep on growing. The funds flow will never stop, even if the product is being purchased. I'll walk you through in the coming slides. Now, 40% is the margin that we can highlight, and we'll be able to give to the we'll be able to gather. So yes, this is the unique problem that we are facing here. So currently, since being the only version out there, almost 55% TV look alike, similar. 55% of the TVs look exactly the same out there. The only differentiation comes from Samsung, Sony, LG, Xiaomi, and OnePlus. Because since they are in the premium segment, the rest every TV looks exactly the same. The moment you open a TV, the software looks similar. So because of the similarity, the people are unable to give extra features, no uniqueness. There is zero profitability. Profitability is getting impacted highly. So for a smart TV, currently 32-inch smart TV, which is currently being sold at a 10 to 13K price point, with our software, the same TV can be given to a customer at a 15 to 17K price point. A sheer difference of 4 to 5K on a TV. And these price points are actually derived from the customers. We did a survey, and the customers are willing to give this much amount for a TV, provided the TV has this X amount of functionalities. For a 43-inch TV, exactly, there is a 5K that the OEM can basically earn extra from the current proposition. Now, what are we providing? We are providing an entire operating system. It's not a launcher, it is an entire operating system, something similar or in fact better than an Android TV. So our TV also comes with an entire app store, which comes with voice recognition, TV controls, video calling functionalities. Currently there is no video calling functionality in a TV. TV browser, OTT platforms are by default automatically integrated with the TV, which ensures that the contents are curated. Now, how is our product different from the Android TV? Yes, we have a good amount of differentiation, and we are 10x superior to Android TV as a platform. How? What makes us stand out? Yes, we have multi-user mode. If my TV for a customer in my home, if there are 5 people in my home, me, my mom, my wife, my father, and my kid, everyone has individual viewing preferences. So are they? But when the TV opens, you can see only one screen, and which means it's uniform for everyone. What I am able to do here, I am creating multiple user modes. So my 2-year-old daughter, when she is opening the TV would showcase only and only those contents which she is ideally supposed to watch, which is of her age group, 2-year age group. So how am I doing it? I have done an OTT integration in the backend, and based on that integration, the contents are purely curated as per the user requirements. I also have live TV here. Live TV. Basically, I have currently every TV user what they're using. I have a TV. I have a set-top box separately to watch the TV, watch the content. Why do I need a set-top box separately? When everything that a set-top box provides, the channel that set-top box provides, can actually be brought inside a TV. Hotstar provides all the related star related channels. Z5 provides all the Z related channels. Wood provides all the colors and related channels. So yes, the TV is more than enough to ensure that the customer is viewing. Individual clicks mode, reminders, health and wellness. There are many more functionalities. Yes, we are in a blue ocean. So basically, we do not have competitors as of now. Since we are targeting the mass and the smaller segment. Currently, the players in the market, the players are being divided. There are set-top box players. That is a different segment altogether. Then there are Fire Stick and Chrome TV. That is a different players. And the other players are actually playing in the premium segment. So in the mass segment, there are no players as of now. This is the exact segment where I am targeting, and this is the exact place where I believe we will be able to make huge profits. Why it is required as of now? There is a huge transformation that is happening across India. It is one of the major reasons is because of the COVID, the pandemic. So because of pandemic, people were more stuck to their homes. So because people were stuck to their homes and they were working from homes and the kids were doing the schooling from home, the average internet speed of a home has increased to 10 Mbps Wi-Fi speed. So because of a high Wi-Fi speed, the only option for them to watch contents is through OTT. And since theaters were closed, the OTT has also equally done a huge penetration across the India market. The contents become better, and ultimately initially all the OTT channels went with the mobile version, but ultimately customer wants an experience. To get an experience, yes, people need to watch it through a TV only. And nowadays TVs are becoming equally bigger. The initial phase, you would have noticed, the TVs were at hardly 32 inch or a 43 inch, but nowadays people want 55 inch and 65 inch TVs. Yes, why? Because they actually require an experience, and experience can only and only provided through a TV viewing experience. Yes. Now coming to the purchasing decision. Who initially the purchasing of a TV decision was made by the parents, but now it has shifted. It is the Gen Z and the millennials who make the decision. They make the decision basis the features and functionalities that a TV provides, not on the color, picture, or on the frame that the TV looks like. And it is extremely important because it has been already documented in multiple places that India do require an operating system which can actually be Indian-made operating system, which can bypass or help India grow as a player in this segment. This is the team. Yes, me and my partner, we both have. I am the founder, and my co-founder Abhishek. We both come with a very good experience in this exact domain. And Abhishek has also currently working with LG and Samsung. He has also come with good experience. The entire team that that we have put together, the front end, the back end, the project integration team, they also come with 5+ years of experience. Some people have with 10+ years experience. And with this team, we are capable. We are capable of developing and growing the team, growing it to the multiple levels across. So the market size, yes, it is a huge market out there, and it's an immediate 3 billion market. And if you recollect, the cost per TV I mentioned for a 900 rupees if they spend on a 32-inch TV, the OEM would be able to make approximately 2,500 to 3,000 rupees per TV profit. And for a 43-inch TV, he is approximately able to earn 5,000 rupees on the average by spending hardly 1,200 rupees per TV. And there's a huge market out there, and there's a huge opportunity out there, which needs to be tapped. And this is a go-live planner. So we will be able to every OEM, by OEM I mean every smart TV manufacturer, we would be able to make them go live in a matter of 5 months. So in the first year, we would be able to make, since multiple OEMs are aligned, we would be able to make go live of 5 to 6 OEMs in the first year itself. And the revenue model, jumping into the revenue model. So we have three different streams of revenue. One is software sales. Yes, software is, as I mentioned, the software prices are 900 rupees for a 32-inch TV and 1,200 for a 43-inch and above TV. Yes, and especially in addition to it, the customized and whitelisting are additional charges. OTT subscriptions. Yes, people do use smart TV for watching OTTs, and yes, there is a subscription sale that is happening. And along with the sale, we are also in tie-up with OTTs on a revenue sharing basis. So the average revenue revenue share deal starts from 7% to 15%. That is average for every OTT subscription. Advertisement. This is something that is much more closer to my heart. Why? Because the average TV user, spend, if they purchase a TV, they use the TV for a bare minimum of 7 years in their life. Which means I get an opportunity to showcase advertisements to the same user through my operating system for the next 7 years. So I have a customer which ensures that I have a recurring revenue which keeps on coming for 7 years, next 7 years from one TV. Currently, we are at the prototype stage. We have developed, and our product is at the prototype stage, MVP stage. We have also entered into integration with OTT providers, App Store. The voice integration is currently under testing. And we have also entered into a motherboard integration, which ensures that our TV motherboard is also equally linked with our software. So we have entered into a tie-up with a company called CVTE. CVTE is the largest smart TV motherboard manufacturer globally, and in India, they has 90% market share. So which means all the TVs which are used in India, including Samsung, LG, Xiaomi, all the TVs are actually using the CVTE motherboard. So since we have also entered into a tie-up with CVT, which means our software, our operating system would work seamlessly across all the TVs in India market and in the global market also. Yes, our ask is 2 CR because it is a huge segment, and this 2 CR is being used for our developmental purposes, and 80% of the revenue amount is being used in the development and market ready, and to ensure the product is market ready. This is the future roadmap. Currently, as I mentioned, the company was incepted in the month of October. This is where we are. The multi-user mode OTT integration voice second is ready. So we require the funding to ensure it is market ready. The hardware and the video integration can be done. 2023, our roadmap for 2023 is we have a SSO login, which means there would be one single login, and from one single login, a user can access TV and also access all the contents in a TV through a mobile app also. So basically, a user needs only one single login. Operate everything. seamlessly. Cloud gaming, that is another area which is growing. Currently, people are using using gaming devices like Xbox and PlayStation. Yes, this entire activity could be done through a TV itself without those devices. And in 2025, we are looking for international market expansion. This is a funding flow. As I mentioned, 80% of the fund is being used in the core business metrics to ensure that it is the usability is ensured. And post Q2, the Q3 will be opening up with the another funding round to ensure that we scale up at a very fast pace across. As you can see, the average net profit margin is 40% across all the years. These are a couple of screenshots, as you can see, images of our launcher. So this is a home screen of how the TV is going to look like. This is a kids mode, which is specifically designed for the kids. This is the TV user, and this is the entire. As you can see, there are advertisements that are coming in the bottom. These are the different advertisements. Advertisement can be video advertisements. Advertisements can be image advertisements. Yes, but I can keep on showing it for the next 7 years for a user. Thank you. I'm open for questions.
All right. That was a good presentation, I thought. Yeah, Major General, sir, your comments?
Yeah, it was a good presentation. Without any doubt, I think you can go a little more slower. A little slower, because some people would like to see a few slides. The first two slides that are important is, one is your technology. People want to understand two things only. One is technology and one is the revenue model. So these two things you could be a little more deliberate on it. Otherwise, it was a wonderful presentation and it's got great potential. I can only say that. However, you also need to, Sanjeev, I'm sure, is going to ask you that how are you going to dilute your equity and what is your market cap. He's going to ask you all this. This you have to be surely ready to tell people. They will surely ask you this. What is your capitalization and how are you going to dilute? What is the pattern of holding now, present holding now between the two partners, is it 50-50 or whatever way you are wanting to say? These questions will surely come out at you.
No, he had a slide on that. He had a slide on that.
Achha, maybe I missed it.
Yeah. So that's a good feedback. I also felt the same. You should go a little slow. Probably the 20 minutes time was pushing you, but I think you finished well between that.
Yeah, you don't get pushed by the time. That is very important.
Because Major General sir is very generous. He himself sits 15 minutes more. So we don't want to harass people. The time is just that you don't make a speech of 45 minutes. That's the only
that is all. That is all. That's absolutely.
It's okay to 20, 25 and all.
Very wonderful.
All right. Sridharan sir, you might
Yes,
have. Yes, sir. Please
Sanjeev.
go ahead. Please go ahead, sir.
First of all, I should really appreciate the youngster for identifying the right market potential with respect to TV segment. It's really good, very interesting, very fascinating project. But one thing I was a little bit, what to say, doubtful is, will the OEM accept to control their TV using our software? In that part, because I had a little bit doubts, but I think he can clarify that. And one more problem I just want to address is, instead of trying, because now whatever he is trying to do is for the future market. For the existing TV players like me, you mean to say we have to discard our old TV and buy new TVs? Sir? Is there any option where we can also enjoy your OS in our TV? Because recently I purchased a 40-inch TV. So now by the time we bring it next year, you mean to say I have to discard my old TV to enjoy your software in my TV? Instead of this, why don't you develop a retrofit equipment where we can fit it to any TV and watch your OS and enjoy yours? Why don't you have that thought?
Yes, sir. Thank you for your feedback. So just to add 2 points here. One is that we have. Yes. So just to add to here, one is regarding the retrofitting perspective. So we have created an operating system. So which means this operating system can be would work seamlessly on a TV, on a set-top box, or on any other devices that we can or a Fire Stick or any other device of that sort, which can be connected. So even if the TV is becoming obsolete over a period of time, might be people have purchased an older TV and they want to change the TV to a different software. Yes, this we can create a plug-in device which actually ensures that the entire operating system could work seamlessly on the TV. Right.
Okay, great.
Now, to ensure that every year there are new releases of our product, new functionalities are getting released every year. Since we have our own servers and in the backend, we will be able to push the updates of the notifications that are coming to the user. The user can update their TV accordingly. So basically, which means I have purchased a TV in 2022. My TV might be having a version 1 of the software. Might be after 2 years. Next year, I have released a newer version. Yes, so we allow all the TV users who have purchased our TV to upgrade it to the latest version.
Great, really great.
Now, thirdly, to ensure how are we standing in comparison to Android?
Yeah.
So yes, Android is an open source platform. So we also give our basic version of the software free to all the OEMs out there. The paid version would be for the additional functionalities. So basic version, every functionality that Android gives, along with a couple more functionalities like ITV, which will be giving to all the OEMs for free.
Okay.
Which ensures there's a huge adoption out there. And why OEMs wants to shift from their existing Android base to an OEM base, because Android doesn't allow any customizations.
Yes.
Neither does iOS, none of them. So, but every OEM wants their own unique. If I have a TV, I have a brand of mine. Obviously, at least my brand name should be made visible in my TV. But that is also not possible in an Android. But yes, we are open for customizations as well.
Great.
That is what our is.
That's right. That solves my purpose. So by next year, I can use your OS in my TV. Good.
Yes, sure, definitely.
Really interesting. Really nice.
Thanks.
And what about the CVT you mentioned on company? Have you already tied up or taken some signed any MOU with existing OEM to introduce your OS into their TV or
yes, CVT
so
is a motherboard manufacturer.
I have one more.
So all the OEMs out there.
So Sriraj, one more related question. So CVT only, and so you can answer Sir's question as well as mine together because it's similar. And I know I grilled you a lot when I was signing you up, but now I see some merit in your solution, and I will be honest, I did not realize at that time. Let's say if you tie up with CVT, I'm just giving a feedback, a positive one, and let's say they allow you the access to the motherboard, and therefore you generate this, then there are two things that may happen. In fact, I am getting a feeling that many of these guys, the Samsungs and other people who also produce software, may actually say, okay, fine, I don't want to produce the software because they want to give it up. So they will obviously reduce their cost of operations, and you produce for everyone. I'm assuming you become a global player, let's say, because CVT is supplying to everyone. CVT patronizes you and others fall in line. That's how the OEM starts to work with you as well. And then you create this fantastic global profiling where I don't have to go to a Prime Video or anywhere to create my profiles. Rather, I am controlling the content myself, and any profile that is within my family actually controls all the content. So Prime Video can't show me adult content if I am an underage, and vice versa, and so on and so forth. So my thing is that, and because you said that your LTV is high, and the lifetime value of the customer, simply because once you buy a TV, it lasts there for 6-7 years or whatever.
Yes.
I mean, depending on that. So I think these are, and therefore obviously when you build on top of that value additions like advertisement and all that, you still continue to make money over a longer period of time, then the churn is going to be less. These are some very positive points in your solution. So I believe that if you nail this part of it, you are going to be you could be a global player as long as you are allowing the profiles to be strictly compliant with my family needs, where the children don't see adult content, because that's a very unregulated market today. And everybody is battling from Facebook to YouTube. I mean, I'm talking about everything, social media as well as TV content and all. That would be a great thing. And therefore, with that, I leave it to, and I also noted certain things which you do not bring out clearly in your presentation, which you should do. Is that what is there for the investor? You haven't got any slides on that. What does he get when he exits after 3 or 5 years? That's completely missing from your presentation. You might want to add those 2 slides as well. Now I want you to answer Sridharan's sir's questions, and after that other people can still ask the questions, and then we'll move on to the other founder. All right. I wanted to intervene and give you this feedback. Thank you.
Thank you. Sridharan sir, so back to your question. So you have asked me regarding how CVT motherboards are being used and how effectively we'll be able to reach the global price. Yes. So CVT, yes. So CVT being the largest motherboard manufacturer, so the other OEMs like Samsung, LG, Xiaomi, they also use the same motherboard for
Okay.
CVT to ensure it's working seamlessly across their TVs also,
Okay.
and globally. Because they don't manufacture, none of these companies manufacture motherboards because CVT has a forte in this segment. So we are also using the same forte that CVT has provided, and currently we are doing the testing also. We have the developmental boards, we have the reference boards, and currently our team is doing a testing as we are speaking. The testing is happening parallelly to ensure that our software is working seamless in the middleware and at the lower layer. So why middleware and lower? Because it's let's assume I mentioned there is a feature called video calling. So for a video calling feature to function effectively in a TV, the chipset, the ARM logic chipset or a MTK chipset that the TV has, so the codecs needs to be in line with that. Then only the video calling functionality would work. There are two codecs, H0.64 and H265.
264, yeah.
Yes. These two codecs, exactly.
Yeah.
So these two codecs and their ports needs to be opened. Only then the video calling functionality actually works. So these are the functionalities that we are currently working upon, and yes, the signs are very much positive. And in fact, we have developed our own exclusive voice recognition software.
Okay.
So we are not using any Alexa or Google Assistant. We have our own voice recognition software, Microsoft software, which is being used, which is also under testing. Through the remote that CVT, the Bluetooth remote that the TV remote.
Yes. And one more point you are just discussed, saying that each and every user, like for example, in the same family, a son, daughter, father, they can act with using their own set of preference desktop screen. Okay, similar to what we use in the day. So in that condition, by default, when you switch on a TV, a default screen will occur. Only then you can transform it to your usage screen. Am I right?
No, I'll just share my screen once again, just to give you a view of that.
Yes.
So when a TV is switched on, the first screen that is going to come here is there are different profiles. So this is mother profile, this is a mother profile, this is my mother profile, and this is a kids profile.
Okay.
So the user clicks on the kids profile, and then the kids related contents opens. So kids profile.
If you use in a laptop, you will get the first screen.
Exactly. So the kids screen would open up.
Okay.
And
fine.
That is it.
Okay. One more thing, and this is fine. Then I'm really convinced about this. And one more thing, about 20 years back, there was a project called interactive set-top box, which we are planning to develop, and we couldn't due to various constraints, we couldn't implement it. But I feel that suggestion would be very viable for your product. Like each and everybody nowadays, see all people at home, they don't keep connected with each other, either through mobile or that I also mostly they don't do. Rather, but every member's connectivity in a home is the TV point. So why not we can leave a message system to the user? Can we use a messaging system to just indicate that there is a message for the particular user or a person who is going to log into his user profile for the TV? Before watching the TV, the moment he logs in, he should get a pop-up message saying that there is a message for you. That message should have been just texted by one of the family members. Say, for example, a son wants to convey something to his father or mother. Because mostly certain things nowadays they cannot do, and they don't do it properly using a mobile, or direct communication is not possible at home due to the hectic work schedule and things. So at least through TV, at one point of time, any member will have access to a TV. So when they sit on TV and they try to access through their user profile, if they get a message conveyed by son, daughter, or a family member or outsider, it will be much useful. Why not we add that module also, if it's possible?
Definitely. Because since yes, it is a doable aspect. Yes, it can be done. Because the good part is our operating system is our own, so we can create functionalities in it. Yes,
it is a brief project 20 years back. I tried doing an interactive set-top box, which you couldn't do it. So that is my small suggestion to you. So if you could add that also, it will have a value addition to your product.
Definitely, definitely.
Really nice. Otherwise, everything fine. I'm more satisfied. I'll try to bring in some more investors for your product. Don't worry.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Sure. Welcome. Yes, Sanjeev, you can go ahead.
Okay, Siraj, thank you so much. It was a great presentation. Let's have Pankaj and Ayushi do their presentation now. Can you please check your screen share first so that everyone is able to see that? Yeah.
Can you see the screen, sir?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can see it very clearly now. So please go ahead.
Yeah.
All the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I think would request Ayushi to start.
Yeah, thank you, Pankaj. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ayushi this side from Capital Setu, along with Pankaj Goyal, another co-founder of the company. So we at Capital Setu we have a team of around 5 to 6 members, a crisp and dedicated team, I would say. These five are the pillars of our company. So starting with Pankaj. So Pankaj is a chartered accountant, a company secretary, and LLB. So he has started his career with banks. So he started with Capital first, then HDFC Bank, and then from last 6 years he's been working in fintech domain. And after that, now we have started our own company, Capital City. Second is Sachin Khadkari. He is a is a head of our business development, and Sachin has a career in finance. Like he has around 20 years of career. Started with Tata, XR, Kalpatru, Edelweiss. He's been working with all of them. He's a IIM graduate, so he plays a major role in our company. Second, we have our technology lead, which is Vishal. So Vishal is a BTech graduate. He has worked with a lot of companies, Co-Maker, Cyber Group, Janta. So Vishal is a person who sees our tech and is developing all our tech. Then we have Rajat. He is a product head, taking care of day-to-day product queries. He's a BTech and an MBA graduate. He has work experience, worked in Infosys. And then so I have done my MBA finance. Then after my MBA, started my career in capital market. I worked with Centrum, worked with Monarch, got an opportunity to work with Mr. Ashish Kacholia, Vikas Khemani, ex-CEO of Edelweiss. So I've done few QIP deals and IPOs. I've got 2 3 IPOs in the past, and yeah, and now I'm into capital trading. So yeah, a little bit about me. So Capital in the coming to the company. So Capital Setu is a fintech company. We are purely into supply chain financing, the facilitators for MSMEs. So, so when we started this company, the idea behind to start up, come up with a supply chain was to solve the major problem of the corporates. Because I have been into research in my past, so I have a habit of researching and finding out the problem. And in my days in Centrum, I was into equity research. So that time, we used to have a chat with a lot of CEOs and CFOs, and used to discuss about their problems. So one major question of any investor would come up was, how are you going to improve your cash flow? How are you going to reduce your debt? So one major problem this is faced throughout all companies, whether it's large corporate, small, medium size, every corporate faces this problem. So this is where this idea of supply chain financing came into our mind. So that was the time when we start thinking, how to really solve this big problem. Here, supply chains plays a major role. So, with our product, our idea behind this product is firstly to reduce their debt. So, if we are providing supply chain financing, if any distributor or a company is availing the service of supply chain financing, two major problems we are able to cater. First, we are able to reduce their debts because the cash flow in hand, the cash in hand, if they have cash in hand, they don't need to take further debts. They already have cash. They can they can do expansions or in their product, or they can use it anyways. Second problem is there obviously cash flow, working capital finance we are solving. Because if your debtor cycle is improved, then automatically your books are you have profits in your books, and your books are improved. So these two major problems we are able to solve with our product. Now we have dig into the process. Supply chain is one thing that banks have been doing from ages. But again, the major problem is that even in the large corporates, I found out that not even 10%, and this corporate I'm telling you about who are having a turnover size of 5,000 crore, a listed company who is having a turnover of around 5,000 crore, and only 10%, you will be shocked, only 10% of their debtors ventures are being covered by bank. So it's a very small number. So to improve this and to look into this problem, we thought to build something that can be done in a larger way. So uh, so yeah, and if we talk about MSMEs and small scale industry, then that number comes down to 0%. because because the bank have a very rigid process, obviously, because public banks and private banks have their own guidelines, and they work only on strict on those guidelines. So it's a very rigid process. So a small entrepreneur cannot even apply for a supply chain with a bank, because such a rigid process they have, like a 3 years of uh, the 3 years of ITR you have to give to them, and you need to have a whole process. That a company, you are attached with this company for like 5 years, and all those rigid things a small one cannot provide. So that is how where we step into. And if you see that Indian market, whether it's manufacturing or export, it's increasing day by day. Day before yesterday, I was reading, and you'll be shocked that our export have reached to $400 billion. So that's quite a huge number. And who is doing those exports, right? The small manufacturers are behind them. And if we'll support them by such products, then it will help boosting our economy on a much higher rate. So that is the whole idea we have behind the supply chain. And now I think I would ask Pankaj to add further on our tech side, to give you a brief on other tech of the capital city.
Thank you so much, Ayushi, for the wonderful introduction. And good afternoon, all of you who are available here. So, as Ayushi rightly said, that it is supply chain financing is not the one product which we will be introducing, though it is one of the oldest product in India. Once Mr. P. Chidambaram, ex-finance minister of India, once said that India does not need any kind of cash credit or OD facility, overdraft facility. Everybody would be amazed to understand this statement. How? Because Indian entrepreneur will say why we don't need credit, or credit is the basic engine or fuel to the business. But his idea about this was saying that any kind of supply chain financing facility can sort out this problem. How? I'll share one example to you. So let's suppose any person who is coming to me and saying that Pankaj, I need 10 lakh rupees to run my business. Then I would be simply saying him, go and just buy the goods. I'll be paying on your behalf. Then let's suppose I have paid 5 lakh for his raw material to his supplier. Then again he comes to me and say, Pankaj, I need additional 5 lakh. Then I told him, you have already got your raw material, you have already made your finished goods. Now, for what purpose you'll be needing this another 5 lakh? Then he's saying, for the sale, Pankaj, because though I am not that very much big brand, or that I does not enjoy that kind of monopoly in the market, I'll be selling goods on the credit. When I'll be selling goods on the credit, I'll be getting the payments after 90 days. And to fund those 90 days and to again buy raw material, I'll be needing that additional money. Then I told him, okay, just sell your goods, share your invoice with me. I'll be paying on behalf of your debtor, and then it is responsibility of your debtor as per the agreed payment terms, he'll be paying back to me after 90 or 60 days, whatever has been decided between the manufacturing company and the debtor. Now, understanding the numbers or credit landscape in India, there are approximately 6.33 crore manufacturers in India, which are contributing approximately 29% to Indian GDP. If I talk about the external credit demand, the pure credit demand is 37 lakh crore, and available credit in the market is 14.5 lakh crore. Only 16% out of this available or the demand, only 16% MSMEs can get credit from formal sources. Now, whenever we use the word credit, everybody understand about this term loan or maybe the cash credit facility or something like that. But we have introduced this concept ENPL, earn now pay later. So in supply chain financing, everybody have heard about this BNPL. So from BNPL, I think that BNPL is more consumer focused. Any consumer who is buying the goods for his own consumption will be categorized under BNPL. But what about that retailer? So it simply means any person who is simply buying a mobile for his own consumption, or which is a nice to have thing for him, can get the mobile very easily because there are n number of consumer financing options available, n number of BNPL facilities available. But think about a person who is actually into business of selling the mobile. Think about that retailer. There is no who is selling the mobile for his livelihood. There is no one who is supporting him. So by introducing ENPL concept, we are saying him पहले कमाओ कमा कर चुकाओ. When I say पहले कमाओ कमा कर चुकाओ, we also need to understand current market and technical infrastructure, how, what kind of problem or what kind of solution we are going to provide. So as of now, we whenever we talk about credit, everybody understand and everybody will come to me, Pankaj, there are n number of NBFCs, n number of financial institutions available there who are trying to solve this problem. So what addition you will do? But we also understand that they are very much focused upon larger ticket size, and though supply chain financing is one of the complex product because multiple kind of customization need to be done. That's why it is due to legacy structure, due to complex hierarchy, and due to their internal issues with the lenders. So it does not mean that they don't want to better, but there are certain inherent limitations with the bankers that they they are not in that position that they'll be able to customize all the deals at the corporate or at the entity level. Then third issue is high CAC. So we have heard about agents even in insurance segment and in loan segment. So most of the sourcing has been done through these agents and paying hefty commissions to these agents, which is simply increasing their cost of acquisition to another level. Then even as on date, though we are talking about digital India, digital everything, even we have seen the PSB loan in 59 minutes. Everybody understand the story behind 59 minutes. In those 59 minutes, you can only apply the application. But what about the end result? It is still taking 1 month or maybe more than that. Then if there are any kind of SaaS-based solution for the NBFC, it is very high price for new lender. It is not at all easy to attend in a way. So these things are making the people debt burden if they are providing the credit, leading to high debtor days, cost and efforts on the collection. Now, if I talk about this ecosystem, then most of the NBFCs want to adopt supply chain financing. But thing is that there is no product customization. And when I say product customization, there is a single policy with any of the lender. We can take name of any of the lender. There is a single policy, even for a company like which is having turnover of, let's suppose, 5 crore, or the same policy for another company which is having a turnover of 5,000 crore. So India is so much diversified country, and I'll not say that there are 4 zones in India. In fact, I would rather say that there are 4 different parts of the India which are diversified in multiple manners. So you cannot cater whole India with a single set of policy. Then customer experience in India is really bad because when we any of the credit seeking person go to the bank or even to any of the NBFC, then monopoly is not of the customer, uh, unlike in other scenarios or other market situations. But here monopoly is of the lender who is, making the payments or making the credit available. But still, after this much of rigidity, this much of regulation, still their number of NPA is high. And why it is high? Because India is very much dependent upon personal loan, term loan, and this cash credit facility. When I talk about these loans, so there is no end use monitoring, because in case of a term loan, lender is simply making the payment to the customer account. Then where he is using, whether he is making the payment for his businesses or whether he is using those payments for his personal purpose, or whether he is buying car for him, or whether he is simply spending that money to enjoy a good holiday, so nobody can monitor that payment. So end use monitoring is a big challenge. And again, when I talk about SMBs, which we call small and medium business units, large enterprises actually dominate this whole ecosystem. So solution, as I already told you, that we say it earn now, pay later. 100% digital process, high focus on the user experience. There are certain applications which are specifically designed for the SMBs, even if they are not looking for supply chain financing facility, even if they are not looking for any credit facility, but still will be catering them multiple other SaaS-based solutions just to understand their transactional behavior first, just to run our artificial intelligence and learning algorithm, and then we'll be customizing and offering the product and curating the product as per their need and as per their behavior. The most beautiful thing and most wonderful thing about supply chain financing is that 100% end use monitoring is there. So let's suppose if I am the I am a my company name is Parleji, and if the Parleji is saying that my turnover is 100 crore and 25 crore rupees of debtors are there in my book, then Capital Setu as a facilitator will be paying on behalf of their distributor to Parleji on day one. Now, if they'll be able to get this 25 crore on day one, then this will be their cash only. They don't need to go to equity market to raise further equity. They don't need to go to any of the bank to arrange more debt. This is their money which has been actually collected, and definitely then this 25 crore will again go into the production cycle, and again will help them to increase their sale. So in a way, it will be creating positive impact on the life cycle of the business. Now, how we are bridging this gap, as our name suggests, Setu. So how we are trying to bridge this gap. There are multiple inherent limitation of the lenders, multiple problem at the consumer end, not structured data not available. So just to give my background about this credit algorithm journey. So I worked with in past I worked with two fintech companies. One was WineTribe, and my last company was CredoChain, where I have made a credit algorithm system which was actually bought by DNB Dun and Bradstreet for $1 million amount. I was chief risk officer and chief business officer there, and this was also uh, backed by IIM Ahmedabad and IIM Bangalore through their financial inclusion lab, which is actually backed by their Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Michael and Sujay Bell Foundation. So here also we have tried to digitize the complete underwriting or assessment process. So any customer who will be coming to our system, he'll not be spending even less than 2-3 minutes. In fact, we'll be able to decision about his case in less than 30 seconds. So if he is sharing the data in less than 2-3 minutes, next 30 second will be able to tell him, sorry, we are not able to help you in the supply chain financing due to so reasons, or yes, we'll be able to offer you this much of facility for this much of your dealers or your vendors. So these kind of systems are there. Two supplementary system which we wanted to introduce to cater this, or as a part of our go to market strategy. One is order management system, another is cash flow management system. Everybody is aware about Tally. So there is this is one of the very famous accounting software, very heavily used in India. So we have made a simple solution uh, in extension to that. So and this is an extension to each and every accounting software. So any person will be able to download our app and will be, because me as an entrepreneur always ask my chartered accountant, always call him and say, please tell me that how much debtors are there, how much sale has been done so far. So now I need not to go to him, and I can immediately see on my mobile in a very simple manner, which even a known graduate entrepreneur can see that how much turnover is there and how much debtors are there, and he can send the reminder to those persons. So by doing so, we'll be able to get his data and his transactional behavior, and he will be able to use the same. This kind of softwares are available on a premium rate of 5,000 per year, but we'll be offering this as a free service to free SaaS services to Indian entrepreneurs. Uh, Another system is order management system, where we'll be helping him to completely digitize the 100% supply chain process, where their dealer, distributor. So it is like their in-house Amazon for their in-house customers only. So it is not to bring more customer, but everybody wants something digital which can be, because everybody is not in a position to install SAP or any kind of very big ERP. So this is that free system which can be available for the help of them. Now this is the technical infrastructure we have tied up with Karza technology for GST API. So but by just sharing GST OTP, we'll be able to analyze the whole GST turnover, whom he is supplying, what kind of tax compliance he is doing. We'll be able to analyze his bank statement, even a 50,000 page bank statement, in less than 10 seconds. We'll be able to initiate ECS, we'll be able to initiate notification through GupShup and Razorpay through payment gateway through Razorpay. Now, this is the unit economics that this kind of revenue sharing will be making in micro business unit. This kind of processing is the one, approximately, if I talk about on an average basis, approximately 1% kind of a processing fee we will be making, and approximately 2% kind of interest sharing, which lenders are already doing with us. So we have already started the disbursement, and approximately 150 crore of invoices has been discounted through our system. Now, this is our go-to-market strategy. So, and this go-to-market strategy, CAC is 100% zero in all the scenarios, where uh, uh, when I talk about customer acquisition cost, how it would be zero, because we'll be going through the partnership system rather than doing identifying individual customer. I'll be simply tying up with small manufacturing units. So in India, every lender is available for a company like Parle-G, but it is very difficult to identify a lender for a company like Priya Gold or Anmol Biscuit or a small bakers, which is also having decent turnover, which is also doing business from last 10 to 15 years, which is also having dealer and distributor from last 10 to 15 years. So small manufacturing businesses are specifically boost to the Indian economy, and I was saying this statement from last 6 months that India is going to become factory for the world, and this has been actually validated by our current export numbers. So this whole ecosystem will be done through this partnership, that will be directly doing the partnership and then catering to their stakeholders. So in this manner, we'll be helping all the stakeholders in that particular ecosystem. Then I have already told you about free to use SaaS. In this manner, we'll be getting the data. Then we'll be launching our Earn Now Pay Later card for the Indian consumer in by the beginning of 2023. Then definitely this system will be offering this system to the lender as well, to digitize, or the lenders who are there, who are simply offering term loan, or they want to offer supply chain financing facility but does not have technical infra. If I do a competition analysis, that again this Credex is unicorn in this space, but again catering to only top 1500 companies. All these are A rated and above. Then if I talk about this ProCap, which is again a $600 million company, and this have been done in last 1.5 year only, and they raised their first check 1.5 year back only, and their current valuation is $600 million, but they are also catering to very specific segment, and again the brands only. I remember my days when I was applying for my first job as a chartered accountant, and somebody told me, Pankaj, you need to select someone, something very big company to establish a brand. Then I told him in a manner of excitement कि मैं brand तो अपना ही बनाऊंगा. I don't want to work under a someone brand name. So this is the story of each and every small manufacturer of India. So they don't want to get dominated by Hindustan Unilever or Britannia. So that's why they are making small manufacturing. So we want to make success story for those small manufacturers so that they can serve this new India which is more compliant. Again, banker story, you already know that how these banks are catering and what are their inherent limitations. Then this is the trade system again catering to only big organization. So if I talk about smaller manufacturing units, there is very big space which is already available, because as of now supply chain financing contribution to the GDP in India, GDP is less than 1% in comparison to other countries which is approximately 15% of their GDP. So simply growth chances are 15x, which is still there. So I'll not talk about me, but even RBI is saying that current BNPL market is size is $3.5 billion, and they expect in 2026 it would be $50 billion. So we can understand that what kind of even 15 to 20x business potential. But RBI, the most conservative body, is seeing. We have already developed our order management system, and our supply chain and cash flow management system is under development. We have already onboarded certain clients, and this is our 2-year action plan that will be launching cash flow management system, which is replica or extension of accounting software in May 2022. We have recently launched 2 days back our order management system. 150 crore of invoices we have disbursed so far, and additional 150 crore we'll be doing in next 6 months, and by the end of the 2023 we'll be doing approximately 345 crore, and by the end of next calendar year we'll be thinking about global expansion. We'll be turning we'll be crossing our break even in next 2 years down the line, and I want to show the total AUM by the end of March 26, which would be approximately 4279 crore, and if I talk about GMV number, then it would be somewhere around 16,000 crore. And so we are looking to raise approximately $1 to $1.5 million at this moment to support our tech infra and technology team, and some amount which we sometime require to as a security for the whole infra which we are, or the customer which we are acquiring for the lenders, and approximately 50 lakh kind of expenses which will be bearing on capital expenditure, and we are expecting revenue of 3.25 crore. So this is something about Capital Setu, and so we'll be needing your guidance and mentoring in all this journey.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Pankaj and Ayushi. It was nice. I have my personal observations. Let me just share with you first. First, that your screen share has to be. You have to have the whole. It's not on a slideshow basis. It's showing the whole screen, and a lot of notifications keep coming in between. So you have to be careful of that. It has to be only the full screen has to be shown where the presentation is seen. That is one part. Secondly, you start with the team. My recommendation is that you start with the business idea and then go to the team a little later. So people, start. If what happens is you'll observe yourself that there'll be 40 people in the call. Quickly, people, if they don't find, you can't generate interest in that, you'll find quickly only 15 are left or 20 are left. People join the call at a specific time and then they quickly quit the call. So you'll have to first say that this is exactly the business idea, and then this is my personal view. You can take everyone else's view. You could go to the team a little later. And otherwise, again, one great business idea, and again got tremendous growth potential. Sanjeev will be able to comment on the other issues, and anyone else.
All right, Hiru sir, you want to say pass some comments? All right.
I can't say anything much because I'm very poor in finance.
Okay, he's an energy guy. All right. Sorry, sir. No, but I thought you will say something, whatever that you felt like. Okay, so I am strong on it. Luckily, fintech is I am doing the same business. Where you are facing difficult, I am also facing difficult in the early stage startup because you are trying to address the bottom of the pyramid, and I am also trying to address the same bottom of the pyramid. Now, I want to start at a very higher level. I don't know if you have heard about C2FO. There is a company called C2FO. It's a global giant.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, those guys are exactly doing what you are trying to do. Okay, and just let me tell you how big they are. They are, I think, $30 billion company. Okay, and maybe now $50 billion company. You got to hear him. His name is Sandy. The founder is Sandy Kemper. Kemper. Sandy, Sandy. Sandy. Hear him on YouTube. He says that today in the world, $40 trillion transactions are being done, and banks are only able to finance, I mean, the supply chain part of it in terms of credit and all that, only $2 trillion of it. So remaining 38 happens from various sources, as you have rightly said. Somebody, a third party or another player would do that, but that is an untapped market. So what C2FO did was that they provide the credit at a lesser interest rate compared to the banks, and they provide it immediately. I think the people who take and do business on credit, they are actually tired with the banks for not the amount of money, because money is just the interest. I mean, the amount of money that they have to give extra to the bank for the credit that they offer, but the amount of time that they take is just impossible for them to do business. And these guys have a portal where as long as you qualify or approved, they will just give you the money to further take credit and get the goods on your and supply, and you supply it. So everybody in the supply chain is happy. The producer is happy because he gets money in time. The intermediate guys are happy because they get their money in time, and there is a CTFO $30 billion with a caucus fund who actually keeps funding, and those guys are multinational giants. So those guys probably are, they can bring the US government down, I would say. I mean, those guys are so big because they are controlling, or at least trying to control, this $38 trillion economy of the world. So if you think that big, you guys are actually, when I was going through it, I felt that you guys are on that track only. If I could understand, maybe I've completely missed the whole picture. If it is possible, I would have done that. Now the second part is that your name is fantastic. I thought Capital Setu, maybe when you go international, many guys may not understand, but I think Setu everybody would understand. Earn Now, Pay Later is also a good name because Buy Now, Pay Later has become very popular, as you know. So you got a choice there. Okay, think of it. Earn Now, Pay Later. When you go global, it may look much better. So rather than keeping it as a brand and somebody stealing that brand, you may want to trademark it today. Earn Now, Pay Later, because it's a great name because of Buy Now, Pay Later. As you rightly said, it is Buy Now, Pay Later has been launched. It is about extending credit to all the young millennials who buy everything, and then forget to pay or pay on EMI, and happy to do that and become broke actually. And I don't know why we teach these things to youngsters, but they teach. So on and so forth. The thing about now, there are, as you rightly said, most people are doing this for large tickets. There is an overload. There is high time to qualify them or approve them and all that in those areas. But as I said, and be very careful because I have felt that. And I'll tell you, I am facing the same problem in the, what has happened in our country today is that most of the youngsters have got pampered by this news of unicorns and all that. And they think that they can come here with, and I'm sorry if you are in that range, my apology. I don't know exactly because I will like to go through because this is our first meeting. You just came and onboarded yourself and I was happy to have you. But you look at our youngsters, they generate just few lakhs rupees of revenue and then they say, I want 27 crore. I have people in edtech sector coming with an Excel sheet demanding 27 crores without revenue. And they say that another company has got $5 million. I'm just asking $3.3 million. Why will I not get? Well, fair question, right? If he could get it, why I won't get it? But then why did he get it is another thing. I don't know what mechanisms he followed, what was his intensity and all that. But the problem with today's investors is that they don't want to fund early stage because obviously the ask has gone high and the risk is too high. I mean, and we know that early stage risk is too high. You put little money and you can become $1 billion guy. So when the risk is high, the reward is also high, and therefore we have to have that kind of people, who have like 5 to 6 crores to give away, and they can just plant the money. Although we also do data intelligence in order to make sure the sector and certain triage works out well for him so that at least he keeps coming back to us. I mean, at the end of the day, we have to get our investors risk less so that they keep coming to us. So those are the things that you will also face challenge when you're going to, because the big players are not just like that funding the big guys. It's because of some history and all that. And you will find that the smaller players may just shut the shop and the debt that you had funded may not have been coming back from the supplier itself on his behalf, and both of them could be missing and you would be stuck in the middle, like the man in the middle, which happens. So you got to be very careful in this business, and I don't know what is the mojo for you, mode for you to actually address it, because if other SaaS players have not addressed it, because it's not a software problem, it's a problem of the attitude and all that, and the way they will pay you back and all that, and what is your appetite to consume that. Because obviously you would tie up with some NBFCs and other guys and all that in the back end, and so on and so forth, who will extend those credit on your behalf, because you're still the same guy like me, aggregator, right? So doing that. So you got to be, you got to have, I haven't seen the product of yours, but would like to either see him, but if you are ready, in the time when you present to VentureX in the actual mock, you got to show some quickness of approvals that you have done, which you are claiming that 165 crores, etc. you have done. Also, on the revenue model, I didn't see the revenue model properly. I might have missed it as well. On the revenue model, the slide is not clear. For example, when you say 325 crores of transactions you have done, then what is the money that you make? Because right now you are attracting people and onboarding them free, which is great, because this free thing will not go forever. At some point you have to kick in with your premium service or some kind of value add that you will do. So your revenue model, little bit you need to bring that out clearly, okay? So that is one part missing. And secondly, the feedback that I gave to Sriraj, also I give to you. You haven't spoken about what the investors get in return. You are asking someone that you finance me for whatever, the money that you're asking. But what is it that he will go out with? I mean, you are saying the market is large. 5 years, I will be doing $1 billion of transactions, so on and so forth. But the key point is, if he is going to invest, and your ask is also variable. If I remember, you are asking $1 to $1.5 million. So it comes to around like 7.5 crores to 11, 12 crores, right? 11 crores a lot. So you don't want his variable target. You need to have a fixed target. You ask 1.5 crores, $1.5 million, simple. Don't budge from there. On the stake side, you go up and down. And let's say you stuck at 15% of dilution, then you raise it at 12%, and you say 3, I will give you advisory. Then you would have raised this, this $1.5 million, which is around 11 crores, by diluting only 12%, and therefore that would give like almost in 10% you raise, right? And so the next round will be easier for you. You first, so instead of blocking 15%, you give 3 years advisory. Those guys will be happy to take it. And also when you go into the further last rounds of it, there will be a lot of negotiations on the board seat and all that. You got to negotiate and navigate that well, because Steve Jobs was growing carrots at some point in his own, after he was kicked out from his own company. So make sure that you don't give your board seats or they will ask you for investor seat or whatever it is. And whenever you receive the money, anyway, this is, I mean, very difficult to first receive the money. But yeah, it's a good thought whom you receive from. You should find a mentor for yourself rather than a toxic investor or something who will actually grill you after giving money every now and then. You know, Friday evening he will call you, and Monday morning he'll call you, giving you no respite, and therefore you will feel that I was better off bootstrapping and all that. So those things are the good things to keep in mind. So that's my feedback. But the name is fantastic. But I think you should also trademark ENPL, because if somebody takes that, then you are in trouble, right? Because that name will, for example, I don't want to say because this is recorded actually. I wanted to say some more things of how people buy several other websites which are similar to their website, so that people don't buy them also and become a competition, because you can't stop them, right? From doing
I,
that.
I did the same for Capital City, because that's how wanted to save this brand
Yeah,
name.
like Capital Bridge, Capital other things, people will buy. You can't stop them, right? .com or whatever. But yeah, ENPL, I think is a good name. You can look at it. My advice to you. Restaurant looks okay. I mean, the name, as I said, Capital City is also good. Only what you call, how people embrace it. I mean, the market is pretty fishy. We don't know how the market reacts, how the sales react, how easy to use is your SaaS. Because sometimes, and I'll tell you this example. I was trying to buy a video player, video editor for my this thing that I do, and I was trying some things, and those guys were very complex for me, and I was not able to understand it. And yesterday I found something very simple. I just trim the video, put them together, and he does that. And you can do a lot of other things which I will over a period of time learn. So you the main thing about your product should be that it should solve that basic problem in a very seamless, easy way. Not that, and these MSME guys are not very trained and all that. They're not very computer savvy. Not to take anything away, but yeah, in different part of the country, the level of computer savviness is different, and therefore they should easily be able to come. Then you can make it complex by value addition. But that first function, that is the basic nature of your business, that should be absolutely seamless. They should be led to one piece to another in order from the point they get into the onboard on the product till the approval happens or rejection happens with feedback. All right, that should be absolutely clear. And as I said, I haven't seen it, so can't comment on that. All right, guys, are you guys happy? Too much drained? Did you feel that we are so very harsh on you? How is
No,
it, Sriraj?
I
You feeling good?
I
Yes.
think this is actually one.
Okay, good, good. Yeah, I mean,
You
I'm.
know,
Yeah, sir, go
it
ahead.
is very important. It's very important that you do a mock call, because when you go to the actual call, you really don't know who's listening and who's tuned in and what is he going to be thinking of that time. Its time is short, and quickly people I've seen, they'll be at a point of time 70 people in the call, and once they are not, they don't, you can't generate interest, you'll find 35 people have left. So that is how it works, and you'll see a lot of some CEO of this, CEO of this, and quickly they'll leave. So that's my take on this. That you need to quickly generate interest. First few slides have to be such that he immediately gets interested. Yeah, what a great idea! Let me just stick on to this.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah, anything else?
what Major General Sir just said is called power messaging in our corporate world. The interest level is very high in the first 2 minutes. The moment your opening sentence creates interest, and therefore some people ask a question, not that people should answer, just to grab their attention, and then they answer in 3 seconds count. So this is called power messaging, because the interest level is very high in the beginning, then it drops off. And then in the end, when you show the financial side, the interest level is very high, because that's where is the interest. So it's like a U curve, in that. So use that, and that's what I think Sir also in a way explained.
Sure.
All
Chalo,
right.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
All,
And anything else, Sanjeev?
no, that's all. We will wind up the
Thank
call.
you.
I hope
Yeah.
that this feedback helps you, and we'll speak again. All right.
Thank you.
Take care of
Thank you.
yourself, guys. Have a good weekend ahead of you. Bye.